Good morning, mothers. Just dropping in on this glorious, glorious winter's day. As you can see, I'm outside and I'm just sitting under this tree reflecting about how, back in the day, women had the beautiful privilege to be able to birth on the land in community with other women sitting around, and how gorgeously nourishing that must have been for those women. And it's one of the reasons that, and the memory of my own birthing experience, giving birth to my son, who's now 35, and still comes up in my memory at times. I put together this Rebirth as a Mother workshop, and it's about completing the past with the trauma of giving birth. So there may be a lot of you out there who didn't have that experience, but equally there's a lot of women out there who did have that experience, especially in our Western model of giving birth. It's very clinical. There's lots of people involved. Often we don't have a say as mothers into how it's going to happen. It all happens so quickly that events sort of take over, people take over, and you end up giving birth in a way that's quite traumatic for you and your little one coming out. And my name's Jenny Taylor, and I'm a breathwork practitioner. And the beautiful thing about this workshop is that through breathwork you can go back to the consciousness of that time and breathe through any unresolved that you have about how it took place, what happened, how you would have liked to have been instead, without actually changing the memory, because that cannot be physically changed. We don't get to redo it, unfortunately, yet as a body, brain, spiritual system we get to energetically redo it. And I ran this workshop in June with 3 beautiful women, and it was such a cherishing, nurturing time for them, and a beautiful privilege for me to be able to sit and be a witness to the change that happened. And what happens when you go back there in breathwork is that you get to breathe through the unresolved. You get to see things from a different perspective. You get to breathe out of your body brain system all the memory that doesn't need to be there from your cellular memory. And then I also give you the opportunity to just energetically feel what it would have been like for you to birth in the way that you would have liked to have birthed. Good morning, whoever's on. I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see. But hello. So what happens there is that you just get to energetically, once you've breathed out all the unresolved, energetically go into the space of how you would have liked to have done it, and change the memory of the consciousness around it. So not actually change the physical occurrences, but change the way you relate to it. And it's a beautiful way to just move past that, because often we get stuck. I don't know, in my family I know that the birth memory can become like a story in the family. It's, you ask your mother, what was it like when you birthed me? Oh, it was the worst time of my life, or, something like that. And often it's not good. So this is an opportunity for mothers to actually change the energetic relationship with that time that they had with their little one. And it's a great workshop for women who may have had a cesarean, unplanned cesarean, went into emergency, or maybe their baby came out with a cord around the neck, and that was really frightening. Just sit in the take a moment to reflect on what it was like for you, and just check in to see whether there's anything that you would like to relate to in a different way as an experience. And I've worked with women who are in between pregnancies, and often the first pregnancy can be quite fearful, because we're I know I was a lot naive in that process, and the thought of having to go through it again for a second baby can be quite scary. So this might be a way for you, if you're in between pregnancies and you're thinking of having more children, then it might be a way for you to just resolve that going into another pregnancy. Or you might be like me. I didn't have this experience until I was about 30. Actually 25, my first breathwork experience was going back into the memory of giving birth to my son. And I didn't know it was such a thing, but I realised that in that moment I just felt so abandoned. You know, I was ready to push, and then all the doctors just left. It's kind of like, what the hell? And I realised in that moment in the breathwork session that this pattern of abandonment had come up whenever I was in other circumstances. So, you know, us as mothers having a memory around a birth can be really, it can leave an imprint, let's say, an imprint in our body, as do all memories. And if you feel like you would like to shift that, I'm running a workshop on the 23rd of August. It's during the day, it's in between school hours, or during school hours. And I'm only doing it for 3 women. The reason for that is, it's a 3-hour workshop, and the reason for that is that it's really important to me to provide the space for each woman individually to have full time to connect to this experience in a way that works for them. So it's limited to 3 people. We come in, we're going to do a ceremony, we're going to honour you as women, as mothers, as creators, and just really create a really beautiful nurturing space that allows for, you know, whatever will unfold during that process. And when you're not breathing, you will be supporting other women. So that's the other thing that would have happened many years ago when we could birth naturally, would be that we'll be sitting in community of women and be nurtured. You know, there would have been women sitting around, you know, making things, and other women particularly involved in the birth process. But you know, there's this group sort of women supporting women type energy that comes with this this workshop. So yeah, 23rd of August, 11:30 to 2:30. If you're interested, there's one place already taken. There's only 2 spots left, and so jump onto the link in this live, and it would be a great honour and privilege for me to support you in that process. If you don't know me and you don't know about my work, I'm happy if you want to direct message me or contact me through my website, generally breatheandbu.com.au, or you can direct message me and we can have a personal chat if you want to do that too. Have a beautiful Saturday, lovely women, and yeah, enjoy your day.